Stage 1 playoffs and FaZe Clan took it. They were not afraid to play against Optic Gaming on this specific map and mode, so you got to feel that they should be feeling comfortable on this one. But so far, it's EnVy. They get their early kills, and now they have initial control of the hard point. First couple of points going in their favor.
Now over towards Classic. He's not going to be able to get much going over towards Barrels, but it was Decimate. That was the name. Nameless, of course, read out in terms of play against FaZe Clan. He's definitely going to be the one player you want to keep your eyes out for. And if you're, of course, an EnVy fan, you want to see Decimate really start to heat up.
There you go.
So far, good start. 3-0. Already working towards that first tier streak.
Okay, so he's playing a bit of a forward position here. Normally, you can see players back up and play for the capture time on the upcoming hardpoint, but he wanted the lockdown call. But as he falls, that's going to allow FaZe to push on through. And keep your eye on the spawns coming in for FaZe as well. As they start to spawn out over towards the water side of the map, they're going to look to play for spawns for this upcoming hardpoint.
As it stands, Team EnVyUs ready and waiting. One player does spawn out, though. Keep your eye on that minimap, and it was Decimate, and that ironically sets up a little bit of a pinch, and all of a sudden FaZe, they drop like dominoes. It was Classic with a double kill. EnVy with a fantastic start so far here in London Docks.
Absolutely, and this is the exact setup they want. They're double up in the back, they have Cole cut off, and they have a player inside the hardpoint. But now, keep in mind, just like I was talking about, FaZe are playing for the back, they're also spawning out over near Cole. So EnVy, now they're the ones forced to spawn out over near water, and these are big interactions going in the back, and EnVy, they're on top of everything. They mapped they wipe the map of FaZe. They're all come up off respawn. It's a great start for EnVy.
This is a fantastic start, and they're not slowing down either. This could be a full 60 on Main Street. FaZe, maybe you have time for one push, but you have to think about that rotation. That's the big question, right? You have one player in the form of Zuma. He's going to try and lock down fire, but he's actually directly next to someone. It's going to be Decimate, and if Decimate gets that kill, which he ultimately does, all of a sudden, FaZe could be in a deep hole here if the rotation comes through. Luckily, Decimate does fall. FaZe should be okay, but John, first couple of hills, damage has been done.
And the big thing to look at is Chino. He's on a 4-3 right now, working towards some streaks, and he's a player that's been quiet for this Team EnVyUs lineup throughout Stage 2, so it's great to see him starting off this bracket play portion of Call of Duty Championships with a strong start in Map 1, and he's continuing the spree on 5 now. A couple more points, one more kill, and maybe an assist, and he'll have that glide bomb.
That's the key. Is he going to slow down that pace, try and play for those streaks? Tagged up from the right-hand side, ultimately falls. And FaZe starting to get a bit of time back into this game. Still plenty of time left in Doc's warehouse. 35 seconds to be precise as Hook finds one. That was attached. Another play to his right-hand side. Not going to spot him. Priesta cleans up the kill. Not going to find the second, though. It was Chino with a big double. FaZe, to their credit, a full hold here on Doc's warehouse brings them right back into this game.
I was about to say, it's a quiet start for them, but they find their footing here, and they are right back into this game. Now, the one thing to look forward to is how they're going to play for spawns. As EnVy break on in to solidify the rest of the scrap time here on Doc's warehouse, you're going to see Classic. He's starting to back on up, as well as Decimate. They have early positioning already towards the next upcoming hardpoint, but FaZe, they want to fight for their scrap time because they want to fight through the water side of the map so that they could wrap around. This gives them 2 angles into the hardpoint, one from the water side stairs through Statue, and another through the side stairs down at the water street.
A note, Decimate actually spawns out. It was Zuma trying to be aggressive, trying to take the fight to Team EnVyUs, trying to take the spawns, and he does just that. Priesta with a win on Classic, and now EnVyUs, they're spawning out, they're spawning back, useless FaZe Clan. They go straight through the front door, they get control. If they can just shut down Decimate here, they will have full lockdown of the spawns. Detach gets himself a double. This is a beautiful comeback from FaZe.
All right, now it's Attach starting to heat on up. He's on a 4-3, Zuma on the water street. He takes down Classic, and back-to-back perfect hard points here for FaZe. They're pushing EnVy further and further back. One thing that FaZe would really love to do right here is earn those score shakes, and Attach, he's the guy only 50 points away from at least getting tier 1.
It's almost like FaZe said, anything you do, EnVy, we can do just a little bit better, as they're about to take the lead for the first time here in this London Docks hardpoint. But the big question, can Attach get those streaks? 2 players, lower Docks, both peppering Attach with bullets. Who dipping and diving, but it's Chino that ultimately picks up the kill. So no streaks for FaZe Clan, despite a wonderful run. But now all of a sudden, FaZe actually spawning over towards the new hill here. This could be good to maybe chain even a 3rd hill into this.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say, even though you don't earn the streaks, at least you're able to flip the spawn. So now you have good positioning here over towards the Docks Crane hardpoint. But look, this is one. Take a look at where EnVy are spawning over towards the water street. It's so easy just to toss grenade after grenade and take those players off of the hardpoint. So it's all about pushing out and trying to extend your footing outside of the hardpoint here and protecting the guy inside.
So a dominant first 2 hills from Team EnVy. FaZe respond back very, very quickly with 3 and 4 over towards Doc's Crane. To your point, you expect this to be a little heavily contested, the nades being thrown, so the score's not really going to change too much, you would at least expect. 115 to 111. EnVy trying to just chip away at the small FaZe Clan lead as we think about maybe that second rotation now. Really no streaks to play for either team, but pretty even stuff.
Yeah, it's essentially a tied-up game as EnVy one more point will do it 115 to 115. Close and contested, which is exactly how we wanted this game to kick off. But as soon as we're kind of setting the scene, FaZe, they pick up 4 kills on EnVy. They're all coming fresh up off respawn, and FaZe have a perfect setup going to this next rotation of hard points.
Of course, it was the first and second hill FaZe really struggled on in the first rotation. They'd love to just try and improve upon that, of course, in the second rotation. However, EnVy breaks straight through. It's classic as attaches. Just waiting. He has a couple of teammates there, EnVyUs or so. They're going to clean up that kill, and that now allows him to put his attention towards the statue hardpoint. Keep your eye on 7, though. It's Hook. Ultimately, never mind. He loses a gunfight to replays, and FaZe are in a good position here, Revan, to get a little bit of momentum, and again, close to some streaks.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Attach as well as Zuma both on force freeze. Everybody on FaZe starting to get streaked out, and in fact, Zuma, he's only got a glide out to work with. Looking for that artillery barrage as well as the fighter pilot after, and then take a look at the side of EnVy. Decimate, he was a guy we were hyping up coming to this matchup, but he's starting to lag a little bit behind. But fortunately for EnVy, they're finding the kills. They shut down Zuma as well as Attach. No further streaks earned for the side of FaZe.
Just as you mentioned, Decimate starting to lag behind. He gets himself a triple. Important kills as well. Kills Attach, no streaks for him. Stops Zuma getting a tier 2, tier 3 streak, and also breaks into the hill. So Decimate doing a wonderful job there for Team EnVyUs. The problem, however, they don't have control of Main Street just yet, but Decimate, ironically enough, now he's close to some streaks as well. This could be the opening EnVy need, and never mind, it's Attach that gets a little bit of sweet payback.
Are we just cursing all these players? Every time we mention it throughout this game, someone close to streaks, someone close to streaks, but just unable to earn those final tier score streaks. But Decimate, that's all it takes for a player like him. One good sequence, and he's finding his rhythm right on this map. Still EnVy, they trail by just about 30 seconds, but take a look at this. They're going to be playing for spawns, trying to isolate Attach here in the back, while his teammates are trying to follow up through mid. And Attach playing his life perfectly, re-challenges there onto a Chino, but his teammates are here to follow up, and keep in mind, Zuma still has his glide bomb.
That could be so influential toward the latter part of this game. That one glide bomb, the only streak that has been earned this game. 184 to 136, and increasing is the lead for FaZe on the final 20 seconds of Main Street. EnVy, they just kind of have to say, well, all right, you know, the first rotation we won first and second. Second rotation we've lost first and second, but of course it was FaZe third and fourth that dominated in the first rotation. So now they have to basically do exactly what FaZe did a few minutes ago.
All right, here comes the swarm of FaZe players. Classic deals with one. That's going to be Zuma. Meanwhile, Priesta, he's the guy in charge of locking down the scrap time. It's going to be EnVy. They win the rotation, but coming from behind, it looks like it's going to be Attach. Being a bit of a nuisance, a thorn in the side of EnVy. He takes down Hook, he takes down Chino inside the hardpoint, and one push is all it takes from the side of FaZe. They take control of the Docks Warehouse hardpoint, and they can close it out right here.
A fantastic break from FaZe Clan as they keep the pressure on, and again, to reiterate, statistically, this is a map. FaZe 3 and 6, EnVy 5 and 5. So you would maybe kind of favor Team EnVyUs when you talk about London Docks, and it's important that maybe they get a little bit of momentum in the series early, because FaZe Clan really starting to run away with this one. Can they win it here? Yes, they can. EnVy have to push, and they have to break.
Fortunately for EnVy, Chino's able to sneak behind enemy lines. He finds one, make it 2 as he jumps aside the hardpoint. Now in this situation, you have to get streaks 100% if you're EnVy to try to climb back to the game, and he snaps right into it. That's there. 100 more points is all he needs for at least the glide bomb.
Ask and you may receive, Revan. He's so dangerously close. You would love to maybe give him the hardpoint time, but he has to have a couple of teammates at least in a better position before he can even think about leaving the hill. But the attack comes from behind. It was Decimate that shuts down one. Keep your eye on Chino. He is so huge here as Hook fights from the front. He ultimately falls. Classic now from the side, finds one. Pre-firing, not going to connect with the second. Chino still on that streak, by the way, hasn't fallen. The question is, can he at least trade out the kills, get a streak? There's 3 FaZe players in there. A glide bomb comes down from the sky. EnVy spawning out. They simply need 1 kill, and that will be map number 1 going to FaZe Clan.
It was a slow start for FaZe to kick off that London Docks hardpoint, but they found their footing on that first Docks Warehouse hardpoint, change it into the barrel building, and even to the Docks crane after that. A phenomenal performance for FaZe as they come alive towards the mid to late game of map 1. And on the side of EnVy, where was the slaying? It was only Chino going positive, and towards that spree at the end, unable to convert on the streets there, but it was just too little too late. The SMGs just did not show up to play.
Obviously, you mentioned the slaying. It wasn't there really throughout the majority of the map, but ultimately, I think you have to look at that end sequence, right? Chino breaks down into lower tin, does a phenomenal job, picks up a couple of kills in quick succession. That was the wave, though. That rotation towards barrels. He just needed a teammate to even help with an assist, anything. They get those streaks. There's a potential condition to come back into the game.
And if you remember, on that rotation, it was EnVy that they had the early position to work with. They were the ones that rotated early. It was Priesta getting the scrap time for the side of FaZe Clan. EnVy had the early position, but it was just one push. That's all it took from FaZe. They broke on in, and that was the turn of the tide for me.
They made it look so simple, ultimately, after a very slow start, but ultimately it doesn't matter how you start, it's all about how you finish. Now, looking forward though, in terms of the map layout, Search and Destroy up next. Of course, I believe we're going to Ardennes Forest. Yep. Statistically, is there an outlier here, or are you expecting an even game?
Well, FaZe are 2-5 on this map mode versus EnVyUs 2-2, but the big comparison for me is when you compare like each team's Search and Destroy game overall. So FaZe are 21-12 since the start of Stage 2 in Search and Destroy. That's a 64% win rate. You look at EnVy, they're only 12-12, so that's a 50% win rate. Obviously, more reps, more wins on the side of FaZe, and I think that's where they have the upper hand in this series.
I feel like the big question, ultimately, is how many times have you seen replays clutch, right? And the scary thing
at least 1,000.
The scary thing is that going to run out? Is there a moment that a lot of people say, oh, there's only so often you can clutch. You're not going to clutch every single round. So far, to Replay's credit, he has clutched almost every single situation he's been in. But to do that throughout an entire weekend at the biggest event, you feel like he's going to have to run out of gas at some point.
Definitely something that's incredibly tough to do, but I don't think the magic's out just yet for this player. I mean, you just watch him play, and you can see how the gears are turning inside his head and how logically he thinks about the game, and that impacts, how he plays on the map. The clutches he's been making have just been unreal, and he's just such a smart player. We talk about it time and time again, and throughout Stage 2 playoffs, like I pointed out, he's been leading this FaZe team.
Most definitely has. The bigger question then for the boys in blue out there is who in Search and Destroy do you have to look at to target Replays and shut him down? Because it's not like Replays is doing anything off the initial. In terms of First Blood, that's all Zoomer. I think it's a 30% First Blood percentage he actually has. So you're not going to get the early engagements with Replays. You know that they're going to come later on in the rounds. So who do you look at for Envy to really target Reap?
Honestly, normally I would say Decimate, right? He's the Search and Destroy player on this EnVyUs lineup, but Decimate also gets involved a bit earlier in the round. So maybe you look somebody at like Chino, who kind of stays alive, and he's usually the guy in the clutch situations. I mean, think back to when this guy was playing for Team Caliber, how many clutches you saw on this map specifically. It seems like him and Actually were just trading rounds off 1v3, but this time it's Envy.
That says it all.
Oh wow, Replays, yeah. So throughout groups, a 2.5 S&D KD, and keep in mind, at Stage 2 playoffs, he had a 1.72 S&D KD ratio. This is his game mode, plain and simple.
It really is. That is an absurd number. I know people are looking at this how it was group stages, but still, a 2.5.
They had the hardest group.
They were in
they had the toughest group.
People, and Replays drops a 2.5. Either way, map number 2, Ardennes Forest, Search and Destroy underway. It's FaZe Clan with the lead. 1-0 in the series. How are they going to start off here in the Forest?
Well, it's going to be pretty so quick through the fire alley. That's First Blood for FaZe already as they're putting pressure onto this EnVyUs push. They're trying to shape up for an A bomb site attack, but Replays, he gets caught a little bit with his pants down, so man advantage can be even up. This will always favor the offensive team. They're spreading the defense thin. They have more air to cover with less players.
So we'll need to be a little careful there. Almost caught Priest with a team kill. Spots Chino, and that's a very crispy shot from Zuma. Now, 3 versus 2 in FaZe Clan favor. There's going to be a gunfight. Decimate's going to be involved in it. It's attached over towards the tank, and unfortunately for Decimate, he has to back away. And look at FaZe, the 3 red arrows. They're just wolf-packing now, trying to hunt down Decimate.
Just look at how decisive they're being. I mean, FaZe, they waste no moment, no hesitation for them. They immediately group up, and now they're trying to come behind these Envy players. And just like we were saying, it's all down to Hook. This guy, he's been a standout performer for Envy all year long, but this is a tough situation to be in.
It's a very, very tough situation. 29 seconds, of course. He does need to try and plant the bomb. The question is, can he try and find a pick or at least 2 before he wants to try and lay it down? Attach is going to be tagged up, but wisely just backs up down, doesn't want to give away his life, and Hook really...
Do you even want to plant this situation, though?
I mean, you're giving the other team points.
Exactly.
Right? That's the problem. They're going to get the defuse unless Hook somehow pulls off a miraculous 1v3. There's so many angles to watch. It should be theoretically impossible. Priesty goes for the re-challenge. Now if you're FaZe, you sit down and you say, all right, Priesty, you had 3 kills. Now you can get the extra 100 points. So to Revan's point there, planting the bomb is just giving away a free 100 points. It would have almost just been better to flat out just die.
Flat out die, or even just play your life. If there's a situation where FaZe don't even converge in on the bomb site because they're waiting for him to plant, right? They have no reason to push in. It's a 3v1 situation. The numbers are in their favor. So Hook plants the bomb, winds up being free points over towards Priesta. He's got a good kickstart towards that glide bomb. I believe he's got like 400 points towards that, but it's a strong round 1 for FaZe. Let's see what they have in store for us here on offense. 450 points towards the glide, by the way.
That's a lot of points. And of course, Priesta wisely is going to pick up the bomb. He's going to see if he can try and get some more points by just going for the plant. Now, though, the strategy from FaZe, what can we expect? Because Envy have stacked that A site. I mean, stacked pretty heavily, and Priesta is going to get caught. It was classic, but found the cheeky little angle. So, advantage Envy in round 2.
Yeah, he gets caught. The stun grenade connects, and he's just unable to get out of harm's way. That's also the bomb dropped momentarily, but Replays is there to pick it back up, and take a look at the map. Envy have no presence whatsoever or B bomb site, so Replays, as he picks up the bomb, he immediately rotates over, and they're going to get bomb planted.
And it felt like FaZe were trying to play for a free plant for Priest to draw a lot of attention over towards B, but in reality, EnVy just kind of blind read. They send 3 over towards A. Priest is left completely by himself. Bomb ultimately will go down, but this is a 3v4. Theoretically, EnVy should just be able to trade out at least to try and retake the site.
And I saw that there's still some utility remaining on these players. Look at Zuma, he still got a stun and a grenade. Chino has a smoke grenade. Curious to see how he's going to use that here, but Zuma, there are 3 players right around the corner. Is he going to be able to deal with them? Meanwhile, Attach finds Classic. There's Zuma on the follow. Can't get the second, but the man count. It's even between both these teams. The smoke grenade now deployed here for Chino, but Attach, he's able to find another, and now it's all down to Chino. 1v2 for him with 15 seconds remaining.
Replays just backs away. Attach is going to spot him momentarily. Now it's a 1v1. Replays so smart in these situations. He isn't going to peek until the very last moment, until he absolutely has to. That should be a freebie by EnVyUs. Took a while, but ultimately the round was won anyway. The round was won anyway, so he knew it wasn't a crucial gunfight, but it's one where Chino really gave him some problems. Just sneaking around that site. Replays finds the pick though. FaZe Clan 2-0 up, and again, that was a 3v4.
And something that will never get old is after watching Replays clutch up for his team, we always go to the player clan, and he just no reaction whatsoever. Just ice in his veins. It's not even like it's a Call of Duty Championships for him, just another match.
The funny part is you would expect, after winning a map, maybe he gives you a smile or so. It's normally when he loses a map that the smile comes out. It's a very
finally, I met my match.
Yeah, it's a very, very unique thing that Replays, in terms of his emotions, at least gives off. But now, heading into round 3, that's a hell of a start as everyone from EnVy fall, but Chino left in a 1v4. You said he was a clutch master when he was back on the Team Caliber squad, especially on Arden Forest. Well, a 1v4. Let's see if he can do it.
Nah, not gonna happen. He gets tagged up from behind, attaches there to finish a kill. And really, from start up until this point, the search and destroy, it has been all FaZe. Each and every round, they've been able to fight from man disadvantages. They've been able to open up lanes on their offensive rounds. And EnVy right now, they just don't have an answer.
They really don't. And again, it's important to reiterate big picture here in terms of the bracket. That top side definitely nowhere near as stacked as the bottom, and they have to favor the team that comes out here to really get a lot of momentum and potentially go all the way to that winner's bracket final, or I mean, maybe even win the whole thing. You never know. It'll be a very FaZe Clan kind of year, right? They've been so inconsistent, but they win the biggest tournament at stage 1. Now all of a sudden, at the biggest tournament of the year to end, can they repeat?
And this is what makes FaZe so good at search and destroy, their ability to just change up the pace like this. Fast and aggressive early on. Now they're going to take things a little bit more slow and a bit reserved out on the map. Keep in mind, first blood did go in favor of EnVy as Priest fell a little bit early on, but FaZe have been in this position before, specifically last round, so I'm sure they're going to be looking and trying to see if they can find an opening, isolate one player, and then even up the man count. And it looks like they maybe want to readjust the situation and attack over towards A.
I mean, they were in a 3v4 on the last attacking round, if you remember, and they were able to clutch up there. Now, though, they don't have control of that B site. Rotating over towards A could be problematic. Fire Rally definitely not going to be possible unless COD timing is a factor. There's Attach. Hook will spot him. Attach still staring right at him, and Hook trying to get fancy with it. Goes for the jump shot.
But once again, EnVy forfeit positioning over towards one entire bomb site, and that allows FaZe to enter right on in. And if they get this bomb planted, they're going to have such strong positioning to work with. And take a look at where Replays has positioned himself.
And Chino has no idea. He's been jiggle peeking, but ultimately the players managed to go through. Now, smoke is going to go out. And this looks like it's going to be a set play. Chino may actually catch someone out here, but bear in mind, Replays is directly to the right. The nade does connect with a hit marker. Attach, trying to support the smoke, allows EnVy to cross, but ultimately, where are they crossing to? Directly to Zuma. Replays with one from back spawn, and EnVy once again, a 4v3 defensively. Bomb goes down, unable to retake the site.
I mean, it's just playing for information, simple as that. I mean, sure, some of their juggle peaks were a little unlucky as players were able to slip through Fire Alley, but still, no presence whatsoever over towards the A bomb site. You figure if they have somebody like Chino post up over towards the wood wall right next to the cabin, like, he shuts down that push almost entirely. It's only because FaZe are able to sneak on through cabin and gain that position. The bomb then rotates over. They know the bomb site's clear, and then EnVy, like I said a little bit before, they're just collapsing into this game right now. They have no response for what FaZe are bringing to the table, despite even getting first bloods in the round.
I mean, look at the scoreboard as a whole. Classic 1-4, Chino 2-4, Hoop 2-4, Decimate 1-4. Flip side, Zuma 4, 1 Attach is 6-1, Priestess 4-2. Replays will fall for first blood, but again, it's a 3v4, and even in a numerical advantage, I'm just not sold on this Team EnVyUs squad.
Oh, not at all. They've been playing pretty poorly in their 4-on-3 situations, but this is a 4-on-2 for them. Now it's a significant man advantage for Team EnVyUs. Can they close out the round and put their first win up on the board? You see where they're going to rotate over. They know that they have some footing over towards that A bomb site, but Zuma down middle map. He falls. It's off to Attach in a 1v4. Now this is a tough situation to be in, right? He has a big decision to make. He's so close to that glide bomb, just 90 points away. I would say just forfeit. Give up just stay alive, let that bomb blow up. Even though you get points away for the plant and the bomb blown up, you still have more progression towards your glide bomb than the other team.
Because traditionally in these situations, it is that extra points of the bomb blowing up that you worry about. But if you're a FaZe and if you're attached, you know, well, they haven't won a round. No one is streaking because we killed them all last round.
Yeah.
You can almost afford to give up those extra points, especially if it's going to give you a little bit of a license towards your own streaks. He's going to spot Chino. Chino has no idea. That's going to be a glide bomb earned now. Has to play smart to try and earn more streaks. But he will not be able to get the tier 2 or tier 3, just the glide bomb for now.
Okay, so things limited a little bit on the FaZe clan, but still a glide bomb to work with. Certainly a tool that you could use to open up either the bomb sites here on Arden Force, as you see Classic, the Bronze Star kill cam for him, shutting down Attach from earning those tier 2 and tier 3 streaks. Another scary situation for EnVy there, but they get the man advantage and they build on it. And that's what they have to do going forward in this map. Approach each round individually, round by round, and try to find your footing and find your rhythm back into this game, because right now it's FaZe up by 3 rounds.
Looking comfortable. The utility of the glide bomb that can be used from Attach. No more though, as we mentioned. But now FaZe back on the attack. And they try and find the third first blood of the map. And maybe they want to utilize the glide bomb as well to try and help with an opening, especially over toward that B site. Utility going to be thrown out towards EnVy defending. It's going to be Chino, whose shot's been pretty crispy so far at times in the search and destroy. But so far, we're waiting. I feel like you have to use the glide bomb right to open things up.
And they're backed up.
No mountain at all. Hook's dead.
Bye-bye, Hook. But Chino was able to find a kill before that glide bomb connects. So still an even man count here for both teams, 3v3, as it's still FaZe looking to attack the B bomb site. But what that glide bomb allows, it allows for Zuma to take control over towards top platform. Priesta also spots one over towards the A bomb site, so it should be FaZe getting this bomb down pretty cleanly over towards B.
And you love that. Priesta, as soon as he recognizes, hold on, there's an EnVy presence over towards A. Guys, get that bomb down at B. I'm gonna linger mid-map. I'm gonna try and watch your presence, just try and delay Team EnVyUs as long as he can. But both players now reveal their position. FaZe in a good spot here to close out their 5th round. Attach and Zuma. Classic will be the first EnVy player spotted. Attach makes slight work of him. Now the 1v2 doesn't even matter. Zuma collapses mid-map. 5-1. Revan, I'm going to be brutal here. This hasn't been close at all. EnVy, this is not good enough.
No, absolutely not. And FaZe, they've been so decisive all map long. You saw after getting that bomb down, Zuma immediately goes for the wrap. And one thing that FaZe have done well throughout this entire map is keeping utility late in the round. And search and destroy, it's so crucial that you have something to work with, whether it's going for a retake or trying to deny someone going for the bomb defuse. Zuma specifically has done a great job of keeping both the Semtex as well as the stun. So they have utility late in the round. It makes these late round situations so much more manageable.
Especially when you're in the 3v4s. So it's one of the main reasons you've seen them clutch continuously in those situations. As now what could be the final round of this search and destroy. FaZe a 5-1 up on the defensive side here as well. EnVy, there isn't a glide bomb to worry about anymore. No extra streaks, so at least that's a saving grace, if you will.
Or at the very least, it would only be an artillery barrage, right? So no reason to swap on Mountain just yet. Meanwhile, it's Attached, the standout performer here for FaZe. 9-2 right now in this search and destroy. And he's going to find some action early on, but it's going to be Zuma falling as Classic finds first blood. Attached feeling the pressure, just going to reposition for the time being.
But Priest has put himself in a great spot here to try and hit that top flank. All Attached has to do is try and buy some time, but there's no time at all. Classic with his 2nd of the round. Chino will find the 3rd. EnVy down, but by no means out. However, if there's one man you want in a spot like this, it's replays. 1v4, 1v3.
And they have no one top plat.
1v2.
You thought for a moment.
Oh, if he jiggles and gets out of that and stays alive for a 1v2, to your point, no one top plat, you're thinking, all right, replays, okay.
And that's the one position you just want to take control of like 100%. It's so strong, like just send someone up there, even if it's a SMG at that moment in time, like just the man advantage so heavily in favor of EnVy. It's a 1v4 for replays. All you need is the information, a window of opportunity maybe for him to make that 1v4 happen as EnVy find their 2nd round, but still a long ways to go if they want to climb back in this game.
Yep. And you really have to look at potential streaks to come in to propel the comeback. At least first blood again. It's going to be Classic. He finds replays who we've been praising his search and destroy statistically, at least a 2.7 from groups. Not having the best performance here in map 2, 4 and 6. Has been caught for first blood, I believe, 3 times overall. As Priesta again looking to try and make the play. Has to catch with bomb. Forces a 2v2 now. 1v2 tries to trade instantly and Decimate has none of it. EnVy slowly but surely chipping away at the FaZe clan lead.
That's exactly how they need to do it, round by round. You'd love to see the early aggression that they brought here. A great read by Decimate in the end, expecting the quick challenge coming out of Attach. Reads him like a book. So EnVy Like you were saying, slowly but surely, round by round, they're finding their footing into this search and destroy game. But they still have to play perfect from here on out. They have no mistakes left to make. If they can keep up that early round aggression and keep finding these first bloods, you figure that would be the recipe for success to them. And now you have Decimate starting to get streaks.
It's all about Decimate here, right? We mentioned Envy would need some streaks. They would need the extra utility, and this is the player who can really take control of this map, take control of the comeback. More importantly, no, doesn't have bomb. Chino is the one that takes this. So there's going to be no extra points unless, of course, Chino dies and he picks it up. It's definitely going to be a little bit harder now to try and break through towards that B site.
Things could get tough early on in these offensive rounds, as sometimes you feel a little bit awkward trying to find out, okay, which lane do we want to attack? Where can we find an opening? Where's the weakness from this FaZe defense? Right now, Envy, they're just playing for information, just trying to scout out. Who's playing where? Where's the weakness? They're looking for it, and it seems like they're going to try and find it over towards A.
Oh, Priest by himself, isolated, has to stay alive. It's so crucial. Teammate rotates to give some support, and that's going to be replays. Meanwhile, Decimate's still lingering over towards the B side.
That's going to keep these two players pinned.
Exactly. It keeps them over at B. It keeps them loyal, and the bomb could honestly rotate and try and force a trade out. Maybe a 3v2 at the A site. Decimate's still looking for those streaks, and the key here is time. 30 seconds left. Finally, we get some action in the round. It's a 3v3. Chino looking to try and put the odds in his favor. Replays are shut down one on the other side of the map. Decimate for the 1v3. Of course, 20 seconds is all he has at his disposal. Has to try and get that bomb down, and the clutch potentially could get streaks here to win him the round. It's going to be a tough clutch, though.
He's got to get out quickly. He's got to get out quickly. He has the glide bomb. Can he get out alive?
Oh, my God.
Yes, he can. Oh, does he use the glide bomb? He's going to try to find one more player. If he can make it down to a 1v1, he's got this. Will he get spotted? Oh, he calls him glide bomb. Was he spotted? Was he spotted by number 8?
You have to get out. You have to get out of the glide bomb.
That's it. He was found. Replay spotted him as he went to call him the glide bomb, and it's going to be FaZe closing out search and destroy 6-3. They go up 2-0 over Envy.
FaZe looking good there in map 2, and you have to feel like as soon as Decimate sees replays pushing towards him, you have to instantly exit that glide bomb. You have to try and get out of it as quickly as possible. It doesn't even matter where the glide bomb's going at that point. You have to value your life in that situation.
I thought he was going to stop under the bridge to call it in. Instead, he goes over towards the slope, and that's what allows replays to get the angle. Spots him as he's calling in the glide bomb. But you figure Decimate, oh, he almost made that happen. He had the tools. Just one misstep, one misplay is all it took for FaZe to close out that map. And just like I said, now FaZe leading 2-0 over Envy.
Yeah, looking comfortable, especially map number 1. We said they started very slow. Map 2, not the case at all. They started so hot. They give themselves a massive lead. Envy left fighting from behind. Now a 2-0 lead here, Revan. I mean, we go to a London Docks CTF up next. Is this going to be a 3-0, do you think, or is there still some potential left for Envy?
There's certainly still potential left for Envy, but my worry is if we go to that game 5, it's St. Marie Dumont Search and Destroy, one of FaZe's best. I'm not sure if Envy can take it there.
Definitely going to be a massive uphill battle now for Team EnVyUs in winners round 1 here at the World Championships 2018. FaZe Clan with a comfortable lead. We'll be back after this with London Docks. Capture the flag. smile comes out. It's a very...
Finally, I met my match.
Yeah, it's a very, very unique thing that replays in terms of the emotions that this gives off. But now, heading into round 3, okay, it's a hell of a... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty World League Championship 2018. First game of knockout play, FaZe Clan versus Team EnVyUs, and it's FaZe Clan that find themselves 2-0 up. Envy fighting an uphill battle now, a reverse sweep to stay in the winner's bracket round. I mean, Envy had a strong start to the series in the first initial moments of the hard point, but once FaZe start to get into the rhythm and find their footing towards the mid game, they just take over, and that search and destroy. I mean, Envy had some good rounds, but it's just too little too late. Once Lesson gets streaked out, it's the final round. For the most part, it's FaZe just dictating the pace and out-tempoing Envy. And now we find ourselves here, Envy on the brink of being sent down to the losers bracket without winning a single map against FaZe. And I feel like the big issue here is when you look at the statistics, Revan, it isn't like this is a great map for Envy. Admittedly, it's not a great map for FaZe. It's relatively even for both the two teams, but it's going to be tough for them to really get the momentum for a reverse sweep. Yeah, bouncing back after a loss like that, especially considering how map 1 went, has got to be tough for Envy. But look, one map at a time, just like in the Search and Destroy, one round at a time, it's the same for the series. No more mistakes left to make for the side of Envy. And here you go, London.CTF already kicking off. It's Priest on your screen here. And a 3-0 for FaZe would give them so much confidence going into the later parts of bracket play, that's for sure. But Priest on your screens already thinking about trying to get aggressive. Not going to happen though. It's Hook defensively that shuts him down. Chino with a couple of FaZe players around. First is going to be Zuma, spots him, finds the pick, attaches head, just peeking for a moment's time. Peeks again. Chino desperately trying to hunt him down. You know, as things are slowing down a little bit here in the CTF, it's just a moment in time where both teams are just fighting for middle map control so that they could set up attack on that second wave of kills. I actually walked to the venue this morning with some of the FaZe members. I was speaking to Zuma, and he said that, you know, all year long, EnVyUs has had our number. You know, every time we match up against them, they seem to have just gotten the best of us. They were a little bit worried, but still confident come to this matchup, and boys, that confidence showing through here. 2-0 over Envy with a chance to 3-0 them in just winners bracket round 1. I'd say you wouldn't think there was any nerves whatsoever if you've watched this series so far. Of course, FaZe really controlled it for the most part. Map 1 and 2. Flag was picked up for a brief second, but Classic there to find the defensive kills. Nice shot from Classic there to clean up attach as well. It's going to be Envy looking to stabilize here on the defensive end. You see as FaZe are just about to pop up off respawn, they're going to use the last remaining members alive to act as a checkpoint. Middle map, just looking to control that 50-yard mark just so that they can put up a fight, right? Just maintain control of the map. But meanwhile, it's Envy trying to push through. It's Hook, the last one alive. Let's see what he decides to do here. He has a decision to make. Does he sneak through? Does he decide to continue to be aggressive? Wow. Well, he doesn't have time to make that decision as Attach sniffs him out, shuts him down, as now it's FaZe back on the attack. Attach's reactions just too quick as he even wants to reach out. Classic. Estimate fly straight at him. Zoomer there for the trade. Now Replays putting pressure on for the overextension. This could be bad for Team EnVyUs. Replays picks up the flag, goes for the kill, now runs it back over towards Useless side. His teammates are going to spawn there, and honestly, if he goes through lights and maybe even underground here, this could be a flag.
Nate's being tossed out desperately from EnVy, trying to slow down replays, but he's already through Cold. He's already inside.
Ow.
This is going to be FaZe striking first. Attaches here with the cutoff, and there you go. Such a smart play. Such a smart flag pull from replays as FaZe, they get the first flag cap on the board.
And it was important to recognize where he pulled the flag, right? Dictating his teammates' spawn and dictating ultimately the EnVy spawn as well. Priester does a good job watching that mid-map cross, finds 2 picks, and ultimately the flag goes in for replays. 1-0, FaZe climb. And pressure now really starting to mount on Team EnVyUs.
And look, generally in CTF, as you clear out a lane and get a touch on the flag, you want to bring it back to the lane you just cleared. That's exactly why replays decide to backtrack and bring it through Cole. But meanwhile, it's going to be Decimate for EnVy. He's got a touch on the FaZe flag, so this is going to put a bit of a timer on this FaZe push. Do they want to rotate back? Well, it's going to be Priest picking up the kill, trying to get some aggression going, but at least they get the return. Attaches here, maybe to keep things alive, gets the kill, but not in time.
Still though, could easily go for a full and maybe even challenge Hook. Attach simply not missing here on Friday. The Call of Duty World League Championships tags up the EnVy player, and Zuma's there to assist. Attach, he could be home sweet free here, essentially. Zuma with the pick mid-map. FaZe Clan, 2-0 up.
Such a strong start for them. 2 flags essentially back-to-back as now Attach with this flag cap. He's already on a 2-kill spree as well. So close to earning that glide bomb, and the aggression non-stop here for this FaZe man. Zuma here to try to speed things up. He gets 1 kill before getting shut down, but EnVy are certainly feeling the pressure.
And I believe there's 1 glide bomb in play for FaZe Clan. But
I think
the
replays
here is Attach. Can he earn extra streaks? He sees the barrel of Classic's gun, hits some nice shots, but it's not enough. It is, replays with that glide. You'd love, if you're a FaZe fan, for Attach to get a couple of extra streaks here, some extra utility. He needs to back away, reload. Now feeling the pressure, tagged up through the wall. He's all by himself on an island. Reads it well. Glide bomb is all he's going to earn.
At least he gets something now. Coming up off respawn. Does replays decide to invest this glide bomb? It's going to be EnVy. They have the flag away. Yes,
really?
They will. He calls in the glide bomb. He will spot Hook middle map, but he's already home free. So at least this should alleviate some pressure to stop the relay for EnVy. FaZe invests the score sheet, but still the flag gets capped.
In those situations, you love to see players use the glide bomb, try and play for the return, or in that situation, as soon as he calls it in, it's just make sure we don't get relayed. Let's at least keep a 1 flag lead. You saw, of course, the flag carrier decided not to go for him. Wasn't worth his time. It's Decimate. Team EnVy is still trying to lead the charge. 20 seconds left of the first half. He knows the flag touch would send it to at least an extended period of time. 60 seconds, he's going to go for it. Beautiful stuff from Decimate. Can he get around the corner? Not going to happen. Replays there to stop him, but Chino with the trade. Flag has been picked up. Now you're in the situation where do you invest your other glide?
It's going to be attached to the player to make that decision. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So going into the half, EnVy will cap as stopping time. We'll get extended here for just a brief moment. But into that sequence, it was Hook almost getting streaked out for EnVy. He gets stopped just short, but still, as that flag goes in for EnVy, it's kick-starting points for more players to earn streaks.
And that's a little surprising that you see Attach drop the glide bomb there, because there was actually a FaZe Clan teammate already in fire, ready and waiting to potentially try and make a play. But they're happy to just let that flag go, all tied up, 2-2. FaZe's hard work in the early parts of that CTF essentially nullified in the blink of an eye. EnVy staying in this series.
Yeah, slow start for EnVy, but they make it happen towards the end of that first half, and now you see a couple players with decent progression towards streaks. Chino, 525 out of 700, so 175 points away from that glide bomb. It's certainly something that could help kickstart some EnVy offense here, but considering how the early game started for these guys, they're in a fine position in this game.
You just feel like those streaks, if Chino is able to get them, could blow this map wide open. Already though, it's FaZe trying to be aggressive. Replays through Cole. Decimate finds 1. Classic there to assist. EnVy defend their base early.
Yeah, and I think the flag got touched as well, so maybe Chino could have backed up, gotten that return, but I think his teammate was already on top of it. Meanwhile, Chino still scoping out, trying to find some kills. Same amount of progression as when this half started. Now, we've seen this time and time again from players where, you know, they spot that, wow, I'm really close to this glide bomb, and maybe they slow down a little bit too much. Is that happening right now for Team EnVyUs? Do you feel that they're turtling a little bit too hard trying to earn these streaks? I
mean, Chino's seen a couple players tag them up, right? There's just been no follow-through. He hasn't earned the assist points, as I'm sure he would have loved. Now, though, he's going to put pressure mid-map, finds 1. That's going to be replays. Attach is still down low water, and he knows it. Just the problem is no one's been able to kill him.
And of course, since Chino just turtling for the time being, that limits the EnVy aggression that they could bring on this map right now. He moves up a little bit further, down towards mid-map, spots Attached for, was it like the 6th time in his life? But here comes Zuma. He gets shut down. That's at least a glide bomb for EnVy. It's something to use on the offensive end.
So a glide for both teams now at their disposal. Chino with 1, Attach with the other, and Attach is trying to make the plays defensively. Finds one. Zoomer has decided to overextend towards mid. Everyone else is going to track back. Priesta replays first. The Violent's going to be called in from Chino instantly. And now you may see the situation where Attach has to use his. The problem is, Envy, they're going to have that flag and they're potentially going to get away. Attach actually hits the nade on the flag carrier. Can you believe it? Buys a little bit of time. Problem is, he's the only one alive and he can at least get a couple of extra seconds to overextend. That's such a smart play with it with the glide bomb because it allows him to OE for free. Meanwhile, Zoomer comes through low. One of the flag is surely going to be returned. No! It's still there.
Good wall?
For the wall bang. He's not going to get it. The flag captured Envy with a 1-point lead.
A glide bomb invested for both teams right there, but it's Envy coming out on top, and the relay is on. Chino's in position. He has the FaZe flag in his hands. Meanwhile, it's FaZe trying to get this Envy flag out of their base, but they're holding strong on the defensive end. It was a team kill from Priesta. He shut down replays. This might be Envy building a little bit of a lead here, about to go up by 2 flags.
And how catastrophic that could be for FaZe. A brief moment, 60 seconds was all it took. Not able to return the flag. Zoomer mere inches away from the return that would have kept it at least a tight game, but now all of a sudden Envy, 2-point lead. Replays is going to try and make some magic happen. Pulls towards the OE, somehow still alive, turns around, Hook left, trying to reload and Attach, there to assist. Now Decimate watching the cut. Bear in mind, one player, which is in fact Decimate, pushing towards the FaZe flag.
Trying to maybe force the stalemate situation, but that flag dropped momentarily. It's Priester trying to stop this, but no, he got shut down. Classic's there for the return, but keep in mind, because Envy are pushed up over towards the cold side of the map, that means that FaZe are spun up towards water. Envy know the situation. They cut the flag through the gate alley, and now they're trying to bury FaZe, trying to go up by 3 flags. Attach falls, no return made. The cap comes in for Chino once again as Envy go up by 3.
And you could feel the momentum shift in the cap to the flag. All of a sudden, FaZe left playing a little scrappy, playing a little too quick for their own good almost, and Envy capitalized a beautiful flag pull, which forces FaZe's hand. It forces it aggressively, and now all of a sudden you have a 3-flag lead. I want to send it over to an Astro Gaming listening with Team EnVyUs.
Beat him.
Beat him dead.
Guys, pushing pull. Pushing up flag, pushing flag, pull.
That's you front mid.
He's gonna pull.
He's pulling now.
Pulling it ramp.
There.
They pulled it ramp.
We're good. One shot beer.
Trying to just stun. Yo, we should just get our base control. We should just get our base control.
One guy's in probably stay their base.
Flagstone.
Nice.
Flagstone water. Got this, Hook.
He's beat on. I'm on water steps. Absolute water steps are both. They're 3 there. Water steps with 1 shot though.
Kill water.
Two above. I killed B down. Right. One's
Watch
above.
I need to fire.
Fire.
Front fire. Backfire.
Yo, alright, one's 10, one's far.
Far left.
Help me, Gene.
Alright,
Could be under ladder.
I don't see him.
They could hit underground. They could hit
fire.
underground. Oh, he's on our flag. I think.
On our flag. Game absolute.
On our flag, guys. On our flag.
Game back. 2 there. 2 cold.
They're pulling it out.
They're pulling it cold. Zoomer's right behind him. Zoomer's in cold probably.
Revan, this is by no means over. FaZe with 40 seconds and a flag in hand. However, the counterpull comes through. It's Decimate trying to buy Team EnVyUs time. Can anyone hunt him down? Surely you would assume it's that's for Decimate. I don't know what that was. His spider sense is tingling. He turns and finds the pick. And Decimate has single-handedly made the play for Team EnVyUs. FaZe, they have to be aggressive. Even with the flag, they need the return and they need it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Replays is actually going to back on up because they have to extend the stoppage time, right? And in order for that to happen in the final round, it has to be just a 1 flag differential. So now the pressure all up to FaZe. They have less than 10 seconds to make this happen. 2 players pushing through the underground side of the map, and Decimate with the flag. He's just going to back on up, rely on his teammates to set up a crossfire, and that should be it. FaZe are done and dusted in this CTF as Envy stay alive in this series.
What a play from Decimate. Has the intuition to just pull the flag straight away, then gets a sound cue, attaches chasing, turns, picks up that kill. If he doesn't get that, that flag is capped. It's a 1 flag lead with 2-3 EnVyUs players down. Potential for a crazy comeback. Decimate keeps Envy alive in the series. Still 2-1 to FaZe Clan. Up next though, a Gibraltar hardpoint. And well, Revan, we've casted a lot of Game 5s this year.
We already know we're getting there.
An extreme amount, but talk to me a little bit about numbers. How does Gibraltar hardpoint look?
Okay, so Gibraltar hardpoint should favor Envy coming into this one. FaZe since the start of stage 2, they're 1-3 on this map and mode compared to Envy, who are 4-2. But we saw how that first hardpoint played out. And I think it's a point just to go back and see how this series started out, because it was Envy. They started out strong, right? On that London Docks hardpoint, they jumped out to what, like a 50-point lead early on. You had players going on sprees, you know, hot hands, and then they just lose a little bit of steam towards the mid game. And that's when FaZe take over. Envy, if they want to force the Game 5 here, they have to keep playing at that pace all map long. They can't slow down for a moment.
Yeah, it felt like maybe a little slow out the gate. Now all of a sudden, though, that could give them the confidence to try and propel to a Game 5. Again, though, it is so important to reiterate the Game 5, St. Marie du Mans, search and destroy. FaZe 9-3, Envy 1 and 2. FaZe have got it through the veto process. They know it's a fantastic crutch map to have at a game 5. Yet you have to feel if it does go the distance, FaZe have just the biggest advantage in the world.
Yeah, simply put, it's a comfort pick for FaZe. They know that the series goes the distance. They have one of their best maps and modes to rely upon to propel them to that series victory. But still Envy on the back foot as they trail 1-2 in the series. Just like we were saying, going into that CTF, no mistakes left to make for the side of Envy. They have to play perfect Call of Duty to shut down FaZe and walk away with this winner bracket round 1 win.
And again, the side of the bracket, both these two teams find themselves. I want to say easy because there is no
it's COD champs
bracket.
No match, no bracket is going to be easy.
Of course, but you look at a lot of the LCQ teams on top, a lot of the Pro League teams down low. I'm sure if you ask any team, they would prefer to be on the top side, that's for sure.
Listen, Ben, if you want to be the best, you
gotta
beat the best.
I know, but still, the bracket is definitely very, very bottom heavy, and you have to think, whichever one of these two teams, if they can catch a little bit of fire, maybe, I think they play LG in the round 2, assuming LG wins their game against Elevate. But the stage is set for either of these two to really go on a run, and it'd be fitting it was Envy. A pretty poor year, to be completely frank. Haven't really achieved much. They miss out on playoffs, of course, and all of a sudden now in a great position to really put all that behind you. It doesn't matter what happened in the rest of the year if you win the big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Good games to come all day long here. Day 1 of the Call of Duty Championship bracket play, kicking off in the Nationwide Arena. It's FaZe going up against Team EnVyUs. Right now, if you're just joining us, Envy trailing 1-2 against FaZe. They just won that London Docks CTF, trying to stay alive in the series as we're about to move into Gibraltar Hardpoint. Just to reiterate, this is a good one for Team EnVyUs, at least matching up against FaZe, right? You figure you might have the stronger selling assault rifles on the side of Envy. When we talk about Gibraltar, that's usually what it comes down to. But on the flip side, when we talk about FaZe and how we watch them play on this map, normally it's Attach and Zuma putting on the aggression while Replays just kind of sits in the back and anchors down the spawns. But I wonder if the role swap, the role switch for FaZe is going to have an effect on how they play this map.
That's the key. Traditionally, it was Replays playing very passively, controlling the Gibraltar spawns as best he possibly could. Now all of a sudden,
it's not easy.
It's not on him anymore. He, of course, is going to be running the sub in Hardpoint as a little step for you. Dominating Gibraltar, attach a 1.21 KD on Gibraltar Hardpoint since stage 2. So look for him to really bring the fire and try and close this out. 3-1 for FaZe Clan. A game 5. Gotta admit though, Revan, a hell of a way to start our gameplay here in Nationwide.
Oh, absolutely. I'm hoping we get game 5s all day long. The competition from top to bottom. So close here in World War II. We've seen it all year long. You can't count anybody out, especially at the biggest event of the year. I think it's anybody's to take.
Well, Gibraltar underway, and we're going to kick things off with Attach. Of course, we just saw the statistic. A fantastic Gibraltar player Replays with the first pick of the hard point. Attach looking just a little slow. Of course, FaZe spawning essentially on the favorable side.
Yeah, right. FaZe are just playing a little bit safe at the start. Attach wants to make sure that at the beginning stages of this map, they don't flip spawns early on, because that's exactly what Envy want to do, especially as this hard point starts to tick down in time. It's going to be Hook, though, on the flank, up through the stone stairs. He's able to find Precept, putting his attention back towards the hard point. Well, that's your teammate, but it's good to see that he's snapping on everybody on the map. And what were we just pointing out, how Attach was playing a little bit safe for FaZe. What happens? He dies, the spawns now flip, and now it's FaZe fighting from the least favorable side.
All of a sudden, you have to be a little quick, too. Time is of the essence. 20 seconds left on pit, and Hook working towards some streaks. Has one player heavily tagged up, but it's Attach. Just crouch walking over that bridge, who will catch the kill, and FaZe get the scrap time. But the bigger issue at hand here is Envy have the spawns renewed.
Absolutely. Now let's see how they want to set this up. You see they're playing a bit more reserved on the back end of this upcoming second hardpoint. You see Classic just watching the push down through the jail, while Chino's got the mid lane covered, while it's Hook and Decimate almost back-to-back inside the hardpoint.
There's a good look from the overhead view as Priest actually does sneak through. Can he maybe be a thorn in the side of Team EnVyUs? He finds one. That's going to be Classic, but has he done enough to dictate the spawns? No, not just yet. Needs more. Not going to get any more. Envy, so far, so good here in Courtyard.
Yeah, Envy, they've done a phenomenal job so far in the Fort Courtyard hardpoint. Plus, it was Decimate off the back of that great setup from Envy. He's able to get a little bit aggressive, and now it's Chino with that hot hand. He was the player I was looking out for on this map, but whoa.
Oh, no.
Sloppy shots from Decimate there, as maybe some hot hands coming alive here for FaZe, but still Envy in a good spot. They have early positioning towards this hardpoint, and this is such a tough rotation to win.
And this is key. Hook's actually got himself behind FaZe's back line. I don't think FaZe have any idea. They think it's they think it's clear, and they're thinking, all right, let's just try and slay EnVy out and force him to spawn out. At this point, they're probably thinking, who was the last person to see Hook? When was the last time we saw him? And they do turn around looking to see if they can control the spawn. Replay is going to be shot in the back. Now you know where Hook is. It has to be a trade. It is a trade. FaZe will keep control of the spawn.
Would have liked for him to stay alive a little bit longer. Wait for his teammates to put themselves in a position to push up and follow up that pinch from Hook. Something to just follow up and secure those spawns, or at least fight inside the hardpoint. But meanwhile, EnVy, they're still making the kills happen, but those spawns, the reinforcements are so quick here for FaZe. As EnVy, as they fall on the map, they spawn so much further away from the hardpoint than FaZe do. And now it's just going to be FaZe looking to overwhelm EnVy and take control of the hardpoint.
Classic tried to juggle the hill for at least a brief second. Not going to equate to it much, at least. As now, Decimate off spawn, again pushing over towards that bridge side as it stands. EnVy 53, FaZe Clan 36. 20 seconds left of Castle Road. Relatively low scoring first rotation thus far.
Yep, absolutely. Now as we look ahead towards the upcoming turret hardpoint, FaZe, they want to put themselves in a position where they're fighting from where EnVy are located right now. You just have more area to work with. If they can take control of the sidewalk where you see Zuma setting up now, that's a start for them. But it's so tough to try to brute force your way out through the cave side of the map, right? You're just either going to go down the staircase here or you jump out the window. Not very good options.
Yeah, pretty simple to pre-aim. FaZe, they did have the lead for a brief second. Team EnVy about to retake that one back. 59-59 as it stands. EnVy in control of turret. Zuma finds the pick on a Classic who was inside the hill for Team EnVyUs, and now all of a sudden, with 2 players down, he's able to jump inside the hard point. Another pick for him, working a little close towards some streaks. Drops, attach, takes his place. Now inside the hard point for FaZe. He falls. EnVy back and forth slide.
For a brief moment, FaZe took control of the hard point, but one counter push is all it takes for EnVy to break back on in, and now it's Hook on a force free. Just 125 away from ending himself his own glide bomb, so he's going to exit the hard point for the time being, try to roam around mid-map, because as we know, there are 20 seconds remaining on turret hard point, and that's usually the time where teams start to put their focus on the next upcoming hard point.
And Hook is really key here for that entire transition and also streaks. 25 points, all he needs, and EnVyUs could
back up, climb the ladder, there you go.
To a game 5. He does back away, of course. Zuma's going to be to his left. There's a glide bomb. You would love if maybe it was the way he could get the plus 100 points, but he wants to invest in glide bomb straight away. This is going to give him a ton of information. He's going to know exactly where FaZe are. The callouts are going to come through, and more importantly, he gets a kill. But it's not enough. Not enough for the artillery and the fighter pilot just yet.
Just 25 points is all he needs to unlock that tier 2 streak. Another 25 points after that will give him the fire pilot to work with. And we've seen how impactful these streaks could be on a map like Gibraltar, and he's going to earn them with that kill onto replays. But he's not done just yet. On a 9 spree is Hook as he's trying to take over the game. But despite that, despite Hook going on this massive spree, EnVy still only lead by around 20 seconds.
The man simply is dying, and it's important to note, as soon as he got the streaks, he recognized the correct play. Push forward, take the fight for FaZe, force them to spawn so far out. EnVy still with favorable spawns for a second, and also now over a 30-point lead. FaZe could be in some trouble, especially considering the fact that there is an artillery and a fighter pilot at play for EnVyUs.
And the biggest impact that these streaks are going to have is not on the upcoming Fort Courtyard hardpoint, but after that, on the rotation towards the Castle Road.
Right.
EnVy can now lock down the vault time, even invest it for the scrap time on Fort Courtyard, and then use the streaks to brute force your way right through the front of that upcoming Castle Road hardpoint when we get there. But right now, as you're saying, EnVy with that 38-point lead, they win the rotation towards Fort Courtyard. They have the early positioning. Let's see how big of a lead they could truly build here.
And that's the key, is how big of a lead can they build. You think for FaZe, this is the moment in the game where it's either going to spiral completely out of control, or they're going to do something that nullifies the streaks and keeps them close. That's all they have to do. Keep it close, right? See if you can burn those streaks as quickly as possible. The problem, EnVy have done such a good job of just controlling the spawns and really dictating the pace here on Gibraltar. Halfway, 3 kills come through, though. It's left a Classic by himself. EnVy, they're going to be spawning out with 30 seconds still to go.
And this is massive time for FaZe to get. 30 seconds is half the time on the hardpoint. In fact, there you go, burning the streak. At least getting that artillery barrage out of the hands of Hook. And now FaZe, since they have nobody that could really sit inside that hardpoint, they could put their full attention on the rotation towards Castle Road.
I love it. Zuma just trying to run straight through the artillery. 10 seconds left.
Sometimes it works.
Back and get it. No, they're just going to give up the entire time there. And look at that, number 8, it's Hook. He spawns out, he spawns on the old hill. FaZe applying the pressure. Can they get the next few gunfights? It's going to be so important to dictate. You see FaZe watching their kill cams. They're trying to just give themselves a little bit of extra time, but the play was not able to be made.
And Priest is going to get flanked through Cave here, so this is going to be a free kill for EnVy to get. And now they no longer have to put attention over towards Cave. They can put it over towards top bricks and down through that bridge road. And there's a moment of opportunity for FaZe there to break on in. As you pointed out, they flipped the spawns, but just for a moment, it was Hook coming back along the flank. The remaining 3 players for EnVy hold strong onto their setup.
And I feel like the issue there was they didn't realize that they'd forced a player to spawn out. If they had, they probably would have been a lot more aggressive. Zuma close to streaks, catches he turn the tide for FaZe? No. Attached though with a trade from behind. FaZe fighting from the street side. They still don't have control of the spawns. They're just trying to contest it, and there's still a fighter pilot at play, Revan. 149 to 79. The lead now for Envy. They've done so well to propel their advantage into something so much bigger than it initially was.
I mean, you figure if Replays and Attach start slaying on this map, then, you know, FaZe might have a chance at coming back here. But right now they combine for 17 kills between the both of them. That's just as many as Priesta has, and Zuma has more than both of them combined.
Oh, we're actually going to see that the fighter pilot invested here. Envy really want to dig FaZe into such a big hole that they're not going to be able to get themselves out of it. And of course, to your point, in the first rotation, you want to be controlling this side of the map, and that's what Classic is going to try and do here. Finds Attach, an easy kill for him, shoots him in the back. Chino, she's out the smoke. That's just trying to cover that window, and Envy getting so much time. FaZe has been completely outclassed.
Look at how Envy have extended on through the hard point. That forces FaZe to spawn so far away, but at least they'll be fighting from the side you want to fight from on this specific hard point. But look, Envy, the situation they're in, they absolutely want to bury FaZe on this map. They want to limit to FaZe to the least amount of points as possible because they're trying to build momentum as they're trying to force the game 5. If they could just bury FaZe here, they could maybe start to set some doubt in the back of their minds.
It could potentially be a 100-point club. FaZe jump inside the hill. It's going to be Replays there, picking up the hill time. Attach is trying to shoot, decimating the top window. Does clean the kill. So FaZe should be good to get the final 8 seconds or so. But now you have to think about so many different things, right? You have to think about, first of all, splitting the time at minimum on first. You can't even really afford to. You need to turn first and second into a good string. You need streaks. Yep. You're going to have to break third. FaZe have to play perfect hard point. And speaking of streaks, Attach was dangerously close.
Yeah, I think he was just 195 away from the glide bomb. Maybe a moment for him to get streaked out, but he gets cut down just short of that. Meanwhile, it's Priesta back on your screen. It's Envy. They're well over that 200-point margin, where it's FaZe. They're just looking to break 100 at this point in time. Sloppy shots from Priesta right there. That's not going to cut it. Envy can close it out right here on this hard point.
Yeah, that's not what you want if you're trying to make a 100-and-something point comeback, really, is it? Envy looking fantastic to put this game to bed. Who could get some extra streaks just for the sake of it? Replay's not going to allow it, but still, you feel like this is a mere formality now. The final 20 points is all Envy need. FaZe need at least one more contestation, but I don't even think they're going to be able to get close to the hill.
They're not even getting close to exactly that. They're just getting mowed down as they're trying to set up a push. And now FaZe are just funneling one by one, trying to break into the hard point. Now, there's not enough time remaining on this pit center hard point for Envy to close it out, but you figure it's just a formality at this point. It's only a matter of time before Envy get these final 8 seconds on the board.
Either that, or you're about to witness the greatest hard point comeback potentially of all time.
50-50 shot, either it happens or it doesn't.
We'll see. Chino trying to break from around the outside. Just being patient, and I mean, this is the thing. When you have such a big lead, you can afford to take your time. You don't have to rush. You can just force that first wave of gunfights. Hook's going to open the door. Now all of a sudden, Chino springs into life around the flank. FaZe just being constricted into the hill. They need to slay out, and that's a hell of a start. Chino still by himself, 4 players full. But again, for this to even be possible, for us to even talk about this, streaks have to come into play.
Zuma's a little bit early inside cave here. Maybe it could catch the timing a little bit off guard here for Envy. 15 seconds remaining before we see this captured hard point pop up. Envy spawning out with the smoke. He misses him through the smoke. Does pick up the kill, but as you're pointing out, yeah, Envy's starting to spawn out. This is FaZe's chance right here to flip the spawns. Can they do it?
Doesn't look like it. They're going to have to fight from the front. Now all of a sudden 5 points is all they need. FaZe fighting for the bridge. 2 kills come through. Keep your eye on 7 on the minimap. That's going to be Chino. FaZe actually in the hill for now. But realistically, you've got to slay out, and they're not going to be able to do so. It looked potentially as if FaZe could maybe get a little bit of momentum, but it doesn't matter. EnVyUs, 2 maps back-to-back. Force the game 5, keep the reverse sweep dreams alive. The problem, however, we said it from the very beginning. Game 5, St. Marie du Mall, search and destroy. FaZe 9-3, Envy 1-2. Envy are going to need to play perfect search and destroy Revan to take this and still stay alive in the winner's bracket. And for what we saw in map number 2, they weren't playing perfect search.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, but you figure if they're convincing hardpoint win like that on Gibraltar, there's got to be some momentum building on the Envy side. And maybe when does that doubt start to set in the back of FaZe's minds? Because just like you were saying, the reverse sweep is still well alive for Envy. FaZe, they had 2 maps now to close out the series. This is their final opportunity.
But one thing's for sure, though. FaZe have relied pretty heavily on their search and destroy and, of course, on replays to clutch up time and time again. Quite frankly, they wouldn't be where they are now if it hadn't have been for that game mode, that's for sure. But as it stands, FaZe won the first 2 maps. Team EnVyUs responded with 3 and 4. When we return, it's Game 5 Search and Destroy. The first game of the playoff bracket going the distance, going to game 5. FaZe Clan versus Team EnVyUs. FaZe won map 1 and 2. Envy bounced back in 3 and 4 to try and complete a reverse sweep. Surely though, FaZe Clan should close it out in 5. Statistically, St. Marie du Mont Search is one of their best and Envy's weakest. But this is champs, Revan. Upsets happen.
Oh, absolutely.
All the time.
Anything can happen at this event. It's all about who shows up and who wants it more on these specific days. Envy, do you have any gas left in the tank? We're about to find out. Just like you're saying, St. Marie du Mont Search and Sure will be our final game in this series. Envy looking to close things out in reverse sweep fashion. FaZe looking to stop the bleeding and maybe avoid a bad loss in winners bracket round 1.
And forget the map record. Look at the game 5 record. FaZe 6-1, Envy 1-4. It seems almost written as if it was a prophecy that FaZe are going to win this game 5. But again, this is champs. Throw stats out the window occasionally. You can see just unbelievable upsets occur, but we're going to start round number 1. On board with Zuma, trying to push in towards the side. Chino mows down both Zuma and Priesta. Advantage Envy.
And it's a perfect defensive hold from Envy so far. I love to see the smoke grenade here to block the entrance off from the offense. You saw Zuma as he tried to lead the charge. The other FaZe Clan members, they're a little bit hesitant to follow him up through the smoke. You don't really know exactly what's on the other side, and it also limits the presence of the assault rifle players that are looking over you as you enter. But take a look at replays.
Yes.
This guy always makes a round-changing play. You see him, he's already cleared out the A-bomb site, but he's made his presence known. Classic now knows that somebody has to push through, close behind enemy lines, FaZe over towards the A-bomb site. Can they get this bomb down?
There's no way they clutch up a 2v4.
Don't jinx it.
Bomb planted. Envy, now you know exactly where you have to go. And the question, how is Attach and Replays going to play it? Do they want to play close proximity, go for the trades? It's a 2v4. You need a miraculous play here.
We do love to see how they extend on through the bomb site right towards the defensive side of A, and Envy, they've done a good job of just grouping together. Now Attach knows, okay, they're going to all be swarming from our side of the map. Let's see if they can find a pick as somebody tries to get a bit overly aggressive now. The thing I'm looking out for is how does Replays decide to play this. Attach, his position is already known as the bomb is starting to get defused. Kill starting to come in favor of FaZe, but the bomb, it's being defused right now. They're finding the kills, but Hook is on the bomb. There's one player remaining, it's Hook, but he's been defusing this whole time. FaZe, they didn't have the line of sight. Envy squeaked that round out by the skin of their teeth. That should not have been that close.
A 4v2 that you blink and it turned to a 1v2. The only problem for FaZe was that the one was defusing the bomb. And ultimately Envy will take round number 1. But it just shows you, even in those 2v4s, FaZe are so good at just flicking a switch almost, putting himself in a great position. And Attach also, by the way, close to his first streak.
Yep, absolutely. You can't count FaZe out of any round, especially when Replays is still left alive. But still, Envy, they walk away with the first round win here of the game 5. Let's see if it's something that they can build off of. They should have a lot of momentum on their side after that impressive win on Gibraltar just 1 map ago, carrying it through here in round 1. But now it's their turn on offense. Looks like they were stopped a little bit short of their entrance into the B-bomb site as well.
And they have a lot of information. They know there's a lot of Envy players over towards B. Priesta wants to try and pre-fire, try and catch Envy pushing in. As well as that, you had Attach lingering over towards A. Replays is watching a couple of Envy players cross. Are they going to go for maybe a bait? Are they going to try and stick the A site from Team EnVyUs? As it stands, FaZe still 2 players over towards B. Replays lingering mid-map. Attach again, still over towards that A site, waiting for the first blood to occur. Decimate, top window. Replays should fall for first blood. He does. Opens up the map now for Team Envy.
Just an angle he wasn't expecting to get shot from, and now that's going to open up the A-bomb side a little bit more for this Envy lineup. The bomb gets planted, but a kill gets traded as Priesta finds the kill onto Chino. Hook pushing a little bit forward. He finds Attach as well. Meanwhile, it's Decimate with the sniper, scoping out the middle of the map. Just trying to see, catch anybody from FaZe rotating, and he will find Priesta all up to Zuma, a 1v3 for him, a near impossible situation.
This is a fantastic start from Team Envy. They should be going 2-0 up. That's all right, ambitious, I like it, but you tag him up, you call him out to your teammate. He's 1 shot pushing mid, and Envy 2-0 up again. This is one of FaZe's best maps, Revan. It's one of Envy's worst.
Look, at a type of event like this, every time you're playing Search and Destroy, you have to approach each round individually if you want to walk away with consistent victories in this game. But right now, Envy, they're off to a good start, but we've already brought up the stats. Certainly favors FaZe, and I feel like it's only a matter of time before they come alive. Would love to see this one go to the distance. I know we already knew it was going to go to game 5 since it was me and you casting, but how many rounds can we get out of both these teams in the final match?
Game 5, round 11 wouldn't be too bad to start off nationwide, that's for sure. But we'll stay on board with Hook here as he is 375 to 700 points towards The glide bomb tagged up pretty heavily, and that's just good utility. Note this time, though, look at the minimap replays. He was slow to flank in the first round. This time, I mean, we're 20 seconds in, and he's already in EnVy's full.
Yeah, EnVy are certainly not going to expect this. He's way over the timing on when EnVy would expect this flank to happen as he makes his way over towards top white. Hello, Classic. Goodbye, Classic. Replays, finds the kill, opens up the entire A bomb site. It's a perfect rotation here from FaZe as it's Decimate and Chino remaining here for EnVy.
And now EnVy in a 2v3, the one thing that you have to note is next time they're on the defensive, they have to respect that flank from replays. It's been twice now, once later in the round, once very quickly. You have to put some form of resources there. Of course, this round, still doable, 30 seconds, but if you're EnVy, you can't be wasting time.
And once again, it's a good spread from FaZe. Look at how they've extended on both sides of the bomb site. They have presence towards their initial side, EnVy's initial side, and one guy making sure that nobody could get a sneak defuse in. With 20 seconds remaining, I'm not sure if EnVy could make this happen.
Well, now with Chino falling, they definitely can't. Decimate maybe thinking about some streaks. He's been tagged up. FaZe are going to know it.
But do you want the bomb to blow up?
That's the question. Are you willing to?
He's 420 points away, not even halfway to the glide bomb. It's a tough decision to make, but I feel like since he sees that his team currently has the lead.
He could die here as well if replays is quick. Oh, I thought maybe that would have been absolutely tragic. You allow the bomb to go and then you still die anyway, losing progression towards your own streaks. So far though, relatively close search and destroy. 2-1 advantage EnVy, but let's not forget how close round number 1 truly was. A 2v4 from FaZe, and it was a hook essential, just, I don't want to say ninja defuse, but he stretched the defuse at least, and he was in a 1v2 at the time, so close game 5 so far.
Absolutely, and I know we've only seen 2 defending rounds from EnVy so far, but their defense over towards the B bomb side has been absolutely perfect. That smoke grenade absolutely deters any aggression that FaZe want to put towards that side of the map. So now for future defensive rounds, since once again they know that replays likes the quick flank through A, all you need to do is make sure you have some sort of presence over there, and you feel like EnVy should come ahead on these future defensive rounds.
If Priest can get a pick over towards B, his progression towards streaks are going to be looking a little bit better, that's for sure. But the round slows down, almost a snail's pace. EnVy, because maybe they want to just rotate out from their initial push. Maybe just try and rethink things. They did this on their last attacking play. I'm curious to see if FaZe can react to that.
I feel like teams are maybe starting to favor A a little bit more as the defending teams have that spot down for the smoke grenade.
Well, he knows now.
They just go over towards A. Yeah, now attach. As some utility gets thrown his way, he's just going to back on up. And it's so important that he stays alive over towards the...
Oh!
And that's a perfect grenade. Connects right onto Classic. That gives FaZe not only first blood, but also drops the bomb.
Oh, you would have loved Priest to find that pick, though. Hoop makes it a 3v3. You have information, of course, of where EnVy were rotating to. Decimate's going to be tagged up. Zuma's going to spot Chino as well. Gets away with his life, and barely.
All alone. Hook is all alone right now planting the bomb.
Is FaZe going to check? Well, they're going to see him now. Surely the kill comes through. It does. 3v2. Chino there for the instant trade. Replay trades that at 2v1. Little does he know, though, it's Decimate hitting the flank. Replay should fall. 1v1. Zuma with all the information in the world.
And Zuma doesn't even have a kill in this game just yet. What an impactful kill this could wind up being. Either you tie the game or you feed more score and potential streaks to Decimate. He's just watching the cross spot. Zuma backs on up, playing his life, but he's heavily tagged up. You know for a fact Zuma might decide to chase this. Does spot him. Is Decimate going to bite? Is he going to bite on the bait? There's still time remaining. Spots him, gets the angle. Decimate closes it out. The 1v1. Zuma is still killless in this game.
And it's worth mentioning, Zuma doesn't expect him to play so wide there.
Yep.
He's thinking, all right, I'm a faking bomb, right? So he expects him to play towards the left-hand side there, where Zuma's going to have the edge. Ultimately, though, very, very intelligent from Decimate to play so wide. Catches Zuma, trying to make a sneaky play. Advantage again to Team EnVyUs, a 2-round cushion as they go 3-1 up.
And also think back to the previous offensive round from EnVyUs as well. Well, Decimate stays alive and keeps his progression towards streaks. Maybe I was a little too critical of his decision making there because he stays alive. And now he has even more progression towards that glide bomb. Just 220 points for him will secure that tier 1 streak.
And again, keep your eye on how Replays wants to play this and if EnVy are going to react to it. Note number 7 on the minimap, that's Classic. He's played way more aggressive over towards A, and FaZe have said, screw A, let's just go straight to B. Throw the utility, try and get the pick. First blood comes through. Is it enough, though, to open a site up to allow a bomb plant?
I don't know. The smoke was still there for EnVy, so still, even though FaZe find that first blood, a potential entry into the bomb site, they don't want to commit. Really makes the offensive team feel so uneasy when that smoke grenade is placed down. The assault rifle players can't look over the aggro SMGs that want to get that early positioning towards B, and now FaZe are slowing down a little bit, but that's the opening pick they need over towards A.
And you love that because they've read that EnVy was going to send someone over there towards that site, maybe play a little more aggressively up on the site to try and adjust for replays flanking the past 2 rounds. So now a 2v4, this time it's for Team EnVyUs. They're on the defensive, and Decimate again, you feel like this is a round he's just going to have to chalk up to an L.
Yeah, especially in the last round since they killed every member of FaZe, they know that they don't have any streak progression coming into this round, so you could afford to plant what's the bomb to blow up here, and that's a free kill over towards Decimate's way, so an extra 100 points. Just now 120 away from that glide bomb.
And Replay
does get spotted on the cross. Does FaZe want to hunt this? The way Decimate's playing this, they 100% know that he has progression towards streaks.
Replays should have seen him cross. 15 seconds. Now the key here for Replays is you want the bomb to explode before you kill Decimate. But at the same time, you don't want to leave it too late where Decimate's going to find an easy pick. Replays is checking as many corners as possible. In fact, you may just go straight for the kill because you know he's on streak progression. Replays has to find the kill, gets it. Keeps it close for FaZe Clan. No streaks now for Team EnVyUs. And that's 2 rounds where they haven't decided to go for a clutch. They don't get streaks for it. Could that honestly bite them in the butt?
When I saw Replays bring out the windshield wiper right there for a second, I thought for a moment Decimate was just going to snap right onto him, but fortunately, Replays finishes the kill right there, and that could be such an impactful kill as this game progresses, because keep in mind, that was an investment for, what, 2-3 rounds for Envy, trying to keep Decimate alive, trying to feed him points, but unable to earn them. Still, Envy with the lead, but it's just by 1 round.
And note Zuma still yet to find a kill. 0-5. Not what you expect from him in Search and Destroy. Historically been a phenomenal player in this game mode. Priest with first blood on Hook though. Zuma looking to just try and cherry pick a kill if he can over towards Chino, but the advantage still in FaZe's hands.
Come on guys, let me clean up 1 kill here on the map. Is Chino going to repeat this? Zuma's here already set up.
Oh, he just
tags up Chino. And the more important thing here is you think back to the Stage 2 playoffs, Zuma had a 31.58% first blood for FaZe Clan. Here, 0. No kills made, so Envy just being able to shut down the Italians down has allowed them to at least build some sort of lead.
And he still knows Chino's there, but just can't find the pick. And I mean, if Chino's shooting you through walls, Zuma, you may want to reconsider this challenge. And now comes the support. It's going to be Decimate, the bait switch. Zuma has none of it. There's 1. Can he find a second? Unfortunately, was about to run out of ammo anyway. There's still a player inside the site, though, for FaZe. It's Priesta. 2v2 situation in what could be a swing round here in this game 5.
And Priesta catches Decimate. He was trying to chase down the kill, but here comes Classic right around the corner. Pre-fire, so his position is known. He has a little bit of time to work with, but just 20 seconds. Really committing on this kill on the Priesta. What a way to play your life as he finds the cut at the end. A big round coming out of Priesta.
And that was scary because the 2 remaining FaZe players were basically the opposite side of that B site. They were completely, I mean, you can see attached there in that bronze star, so far away from Priesta. So if he doesn't win that gunfight, that's a 1v1 with around about 20 seconds left, where anything could happen.
Yeah, you know, 1 or 2 decisions. Does he think he has enough time to go over towards A, or does he backtrack into B, where we saw through the X-ray vision, as you pointed out, Thatcher's already there waiting with positioning to shut him down. But now, speaking of Priest, he's on a force free, just 100 points away from the glide bomb, and that's exactly why he picks up this bomb.
And streaks on St. Marie are so influential. Yeah, so
no cover at any of the bomb sites.
Exactly.
And this time around, where's the smoke from Envy?
Well, there's the first blood, though. Is it going to be traded out? Yes, it is. 3v3, and this time, because there wasn't that smoke, to your point there, Revan, FaZe just walk on in towards that B side. Bomber's going to go down. Priesta, how close to streaks is he going to be? Is he going to get there? The stuns go out.
Does he use
glide
it?
Bomb, I mean, you feel like you almost have to.
Looking around, the smoke deployed here for Envy as they get spotted. Replays finds 1, the pre-fire through smoke gets the second. It's all down to Hook. A 1v2 for him. He gets spotted behind the bomb, brings it down to a 1v1, but here comes the tactical fight. And it's Hook! A 1v3 clutch for him. He comes alive as Envy build a lead, and they shut down FaZe in that round.
The smoke was simply detrimental there for FaZe. Hook uses it to his advantage to clutch a 1v3 in a game 5. Here's an instant replay. Replay's just phenomenally to find the first 2, and the smoke still being a pain there. Hook with 1. Priesta loses track of Hook again, and this attach, a gunfight you expect him to win, and Hook turns and burns. Can you believe it? What is a truly, truly impactful round right there. Should have gone to FaZe. Instead, Hook with the 1v3.
Can you feel the mood in the room start to deflate here as the FaZe fans start to quiet up a little bit? Everyone's getting a little bit loud. Just a 1-round lead for them, but a huge round for them to win at that. Keep in mind that glide bomb's still in play if FaZe want to decide to invest it in this round or maybe future ones, but they're running out of rounds to call it in. It's round number 8. If Envy win this round, just 1 more is all it'll take to take down FaZe in this series.
And you know, just 1 streak at play, that glide bomb, of course. That's all you're going to get. Will Hook be able to find anything? I mean, after that last round, he's feeling confident, waiting for first blood to come in here in round number 8. 47 seconds, time ticking. Envy looking to attack that B side. FaZe have given it up for now.
And the longer that Envy take to make this push happen, the more in the back of Priest's mind, he's saying this glide bomb is going to get a lot of return on my investment, right? The later in the round you use it, the more impact it's going to have. But now we see the bomb getting planted over towards B. As that objective goes down, that's going to trigger. The glide bomb getting called in. Is Classic going to get caught out here? Can he climb up inside? No, he cannot. Almost a 2-piece there, but at least it's 1. That should be the entry for FaZe.
And now you should know that there should be ultimately more players up top. Priesta, Is he going to predict the second? Sniper rifle from Chino as he wants to try and watch the bomb. This, a 2v3 in favor of FaZe. Priesta could be in trouble. Replays has been picked by Chino, so now a 2v2. They have to respect Chino back ammo, and I don't think they have a smoke grenade to potentially try and cut him off the map. The 16 seconds as well. FaZe, they have to go. They don't have time to linger. Priesta falls into Tatch. A 1v2 with 10 seconds left. I don't think it's going to be possible.
No, not at all. Not enough time to work with. In fact, he's going to give it up. That's me. Finishes the kill there, and now Envy, you win the round with FaZe using the glide bomb as well, and just one more round to complete the reverse sweep to kick off bracket play here at Call of Duty Championships against FaZe Clan. What a win this would be for Envy.
And they're going to get so much momentum from it if, and it's a big if, they're able to complete it. One more round is what they need. They have the advantage in the game 5. They're comfortable now as well. They have a little bit of a cushion. They can afford to maybe lose a round or two. But for FaZe, back against the wall, and you simply have not had the effect you want from your star player Zuma. You've mentioned the first blood percentage time and time again. Hasn't had that effect against Team EnVyUs, but there's still 3 rounds potentially for FaZe to play. You need Zuma to step up right now.
And look, on the flip side, sure, you have Classic at 1 and 7, but we've seen the type of impact Zuma has when it comes down to just search and destroy in general. Now, pressure on the FaZe. No mistakes left for them to make. They were up 2-0 in the series. They had all the advantages, and now first blood going to EnVyUs. Chino picks off Priesta. Are they going to feed any more kills to him? FaZe have to reassess and reapproach the situation as Zuma falls next.
And Zuma wanted to try and trade. You saw him play so aggressive with the restaurant, and FaZe are falling. It's a Tatch, a 1v4 to stay in the winner's bracket here at the 2018 Call of Duty World Championships. 40 seconds left for this young man to try and produce magic. He needs a lot to go right in a very short period of time. He's going to be able to extend this search and destroy. Luckily, Envy, no idea whatsoever where he is. He's going to be forced into one gunfight at least, so it's going to be Hook he spots him. Hook's going to call out for Envy to give him a little bit of support. All Hook has to do is stay alive. It's a 1v3, 20 seconds left. How Attach plays the clock here is imperative.
Yeah, time is the big thing, and keep in mind, look at where Envy's set up, right? They can see the cross as he exits through the Jeep here. He gets tagged up. They also have the crossover towards the A-bomb site. Even a member here, Classic, as he finds the kill. That's it. Done and dusted is FaZe Clan as Envy complete the reverse sweep.
Envy send FaZe Clan down into the losers bracket. And the one highlighting play, the big standout play to me, Revan, the Hook 1v3 clutch at 3-3 was insane. You saw the effect it had on his teammates. They stand up, they get loud. Almost an extra bit of belief came through for Envy. And now, they're in the winner's bracket. They stay alive, they progress one round further. FaZe fall early into the losers.